Periodically, I come before the council, and it's typically based around contract negotiations and asking for appropriation for salary increases and other cost-related items. In this case, this resolution before you is for a newly created bargaining unit, and I have yet to identify anyone who can remember when this last happened in the state of Hawaii. It was unique to move our water safety officers from bargaining unit 3 to the new bargaining unit 14. And after many years of discussion, we ended up at arbitration. To just give you an idea of how spread apart we were in our positions, employer looked at about a 4%, while union was looking at about 100 plus. The resolution before you represents, in the wisdom of the arbitration panel, what they feel is fair and reasonable based on having heard all parties.
Trying to be able to balance the budget
Yes.
with this fixed cost is going to be tough. And this is, I think, the second maybe or the third I've seen maybe this year, or I'm thinking of something else, but here goes.
I would add to that in the sense that you are correct, because all bargaining units are open for negotiations during this year. It's going to be a very busy year, and we are very cognizant of the fiscal impact going forward.
So we don't really have any choice in this matter? This is like a done deal?
Like what happened, because before this lifeguards or public safety water officer, whatever, used to be with Parks and Rec, right?
Quite a history.
And
You have
then
a
it
good
got
memory.
separated, correct?
Yes. Our water safety officers, in some jurisdictions they're referred to as ocean safety, were previously part of Parks and Recreation. I don't know the exact year, but there was a reorganization which resulted in them being placed in the fire department. What is significant, I think, is in 2013, the legislature recognized that this group of employees, our water safety officers, should be extracted from bargaining unit 3 and placed in a new bargaining unit. And again, I could not identify anyone who could last remember when that occurred, a new bargaining unit in the state of Hawaii.
Well, we have a total of approximately 8 beaches, 15 towers, which covers East and West Hawaii. And that includes Hapuna. Hapuna is the only beach that is a state beach, which we have a contract with, we have a supplemental budget from. And just to clarify, I know Sharon wasn't aware of it, but ocean safety was transferred from Parks and Recreation into the fire department in 2007. So we're the second department statewide to have ocean safety as part of the fire department. Kauai was the first, and now, and then we are currently, and Maui is in the process of having ocean safety move over into the fire department, and we don't have any timeline or any plans yet for Oahu.
I'm in favor of the arbitrated agreement or settlement here, but just real quickly, what's the ramifications of voting against this for Hawaii County?
We have an attorney general's opinion. So the items, the cost items that are rejected or not funded, if you will, would then be returned to negotiations.
Okay, thank you. And the other counties, have they voted on this as well, as of yet?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
It's moving forward through the process.
Okay, thank you.
So this is a contract, yeah, bargaining unit. So I think it would be a breach of good faith because we signed those contracts as an employer. So we agree to arbitration. The arbitration comes down. If you're not happy with the settlement or the decision, too bad. It's just life. You agreed to this, so live with it. So let's pass it.
I feel that not only they're helping locals, but they're also helping the tourists and making this island a safe place for anyone traveling here will have a good reputation throughout the country or the world. The last thing I would like to see is the lifeguards are not being paid well enough to be in this position. I know regardless of their pay, they will do their best and go out there and save lives. But when someone is risking their life to save another, I feel we don't pay them enough. But I am curious on what was the argument on the reasoning for the increase, because I think that kind of information is definitely helpful for the public to know.
I just want to mention that, you know, as you all know, this past year has been really, there's been a lot of big surf, and the guards out there, they put their lives out there on a daily basis, and they've done rescues, I mean, that we don't really hear about on the news a lot of times, but I hear about it, and I see what goes on. In addition to our rescue watercraft, which is part of this package too, that the rescue watercraft operator differential is going to be increased a little too. You know, I've seen the rescue watercraft, which we just started in July here, save numerous amount of lives, and they've been out, you know, during Hurricane Iselle and when there were 20+ foot faces going out there, getting guys in and out of the impact zone, which people put themselves in those predicaments, but then still, it saves lives. And I think, you know, in the past, they were in bargaining unit 3, and 3 and 4, which was kind of classified as clerical workers. So they always, we were trying to get them out of this bargaining unit for years, over 10 years. And it was such a task and a chore to get them into a new bargaining unit, to recognize them as lifesavers, basically. And finally, we did in 2013, we did manage to get them involved in a safety classification. And now, you know, with this anticipated contract, new contract with the raise and increasing their pay to get them kind of to more or less recognize them, it gives them a little bit more sense of professionalism. And, you know, them being in the department now, we strive to have them act as professionals and be professionals, and they do the job. I mean, no question they can do the job, but, you know, we want them also to act professionally too. And I think, again, this raise may seem like a big raise percentage-wise, but I think in the realm of things, it's just, it's not really much giving them this amount for what they do, again, on a daily basis. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that, Chief. And I know when I went down to Po'ohiki, talking to the lifeguards there, they're very professional, and they're living to a great standard that when I was talking to them, I could feel it.
Okay, council members, all in favor of Resolution 440, please say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Okay, that's 9 ayes.